This is one of Canada's great jewels. I mean, we would not have the country we have if our banks had been less than they are.
Canada has a Hamiltonian banking system with large banks that have a national presence, lots of branches.
The branch banking system enabled the banks to expand across the country. They followed the railway.
American West was opened by a sheriff getting off the train with a 6-gun. The Canadian West was opened by a banker getting off the CPR with a little safe. Start a branch.
You've got these two countries that are so similar in many regards, but our banking systems are totally different.
Canadian banks do have an attitude where they will help each other.
The fact that we have one incredibly strong regulator in the case of OSFI, I think has stood us in very good stead.
You know, that was a huge coup for the system. I don't think to this day people know how significant it was.
In other countries, you have very rule-based organizations. Essentially, lawyers are allowed to run the process. We don't have that in Canada.
The regulatory framework in which they operate is one that doesn't too much restrain their better instincts and does protect them when they have a bad brainwave, which everybody does sometimes.
The Canadian banking system seems to be more stable, but maybe it's been less innovative than the United States has been.
I mean, we have what comes to basically an oligopolistic system, which makes them relatively conservative.
They're really too big and too powerful. I mean, they really control all aspects of our financial services industry.
So I think the major change within banks has really been the rise of women.
I think you would have to say that women have actually really broken through.
When you had a balance between women and men in a group, you got a better result than if you had only men. This is a competitive advantage.
Canada did not suffer nearly as much from the financial crisis in 2008 because its banks were much more soundly governed.
Our view was always that you should be able to make a little bit of money even in severe downturn. But in good time, you should be able to make a lot of money.
We built in this more conservative culture, to use a word I wouldn't normally use,